You ever feel like you're putting everything you have into something, just pouring your soul into it, and it feels like nobody even sees it? Well, if that sounds familiar, this one's for you. We're going to get into a story that's all about that quiet, unseen work. It's a really great reminder that the biggest changes in our lives often happen when no one's even watching. So let's start with a feeling I'm pretty sure we've all had. It's that deep exhaustion, right? It's more than just being sleepy. It's that bone-deep, soul-tired feeling of just running on fumes, giving it your all and still feeling like you're just not getting ahead. And it's not just about being tired, is it? It's that feeling of being stuck. Like you're on a treadmill that you just can't get off of. You're doing the work, you're showing up every day, but nothing's changing. It's an incredibly frustrating place to be. But maybe the toughest part of all is just feeling invisible. Like the stuff you do, the effort you put in, it just doesn't even register with anyone. If any of that hits home for you, stick around, because this story, it's really for you. Okay, so let's meet the hero of our story. His name is Daniel, and his life, well, it isn't defined by some big, flashy goal. It's all about repetition, the daily grind, just trying to get by. So Daniel's world is the night shift. Picture this massive, cold warehouse where the machines are always humming. It's the kind of work that gets into your bones. His hands are numb, his back is always aching. He works while everyone else is asleep, and honestly, most days just blur into the next. And his job? It's a cycle. It's a loop that never ends. A box shows up, he lifts it, he scans it, he moves it, and then he does it all over again. Every single shift is pretty much a perfect copy of the one before. And somewhere in the middle of all that noise and all that repetition, there's this little question that just keeps popping into his head. It's not loud, it's just a whisper. Is this it? Is this all there is? That's really the heart of why he feels so stuck. Now, the interesting thing here is that Daniel's big change doesn't start with some grand, life-altering decision. Not at all. It starts with something small, something totally unexpected that just kind of happens. So one night, he gets asked to help out with inventory, and just like that, his whole world shifts. He's pulled away from the loud physical grind of the warehouse floor and put in front of an old computer. The noise of the machines is suddenly gone, replaced by the silence of a spreadsheet. And instead of lifting heavy boxes, he's just correcting tiny numbers. It's like a whole new universe opened up. And while he's there, a coworker says something, just a totally offhand comment. People get paid to fix numbers, not carry boxes. It wasn't meant to be life advice or anything, but for Daniel, man, a light bulb just went off. He saw for the very first time that there was a different kind of work out there. And that's when a new chapter starts for him. Daniel starts learning. But look, he wasn't doing it because he had some big dream of becoming a CEO. He was really just trying to make those long, empty hours on the night shift feel like they mattered. Just a little bit. And get this, he told absolutely no one. He didn't ask for help, didn't look for encouragement. This whole thing was just for him. It was his own private project, a quiet little act of rebellion against his reality. His motivation wasn't about getting a raise or a better title. It was something way more primal than that. He just didn't want to disappear. He didn't want the warehouse to swallow him whole. Learning was his way of reminding himself that he was still there. So after months of putting in all this quiet work, Daniel finally decides to take a tiny step, a small risk. He puts himself out there and is met with absolute deafening silence. He sees a small internal job opening, something related to data, and he applies. And then, nothing. A day goes by. A week. 3 weeks. Not a word. Not even a thanks but no thanks email. It's brutal. It's that feeling of being invisible confirmed all over again. But then, it happens. The climax of the story. And it's not some big dramatic moment. It's a quiet, unexpected test. One that all his secret preparation has been leading up to. A new manager shows up and she's looking at this messy report, totally frustrated. And she just asks the room, kind of to no one in particular, does anyone know how to clean this data? To everybody else, it's just another problem. But to Daniel, that question is everything. And that's what he does. The simplest action in the world. He raises his hand. But in that one small gesture is every single one of those quiet, unseen hours he put in. In that moment, all his invisible work finally becomes visible.
But what happens next is so important. There's no big celebration, no immediate promotion. Success for Daniel doesn't come with a bang. It comes as a whisper. It's a slow, gradual shift in his everyday life.
And this is where the story gives us a whole new way to think about success, right? It's not about the applause or the fancy new title. Success is simply the quiet state of being reliable, of being the person people can count on. It's about being needed. And you can see the change in his life is just huge. He goes from just surviving to actually having balance. That brutal night shift, it turns into a day shift. The noise and the numbness, they're replaced by a normal rhythm, by having dinner with his family. And that awful feeling of being invisible, it's replaced with a quiet confidence of being needed. His life didn't get louder, it just got a whole lot better. And that's really the heart of it all. Real, meaningful progress, it's usually pretty quiet. It's slow. It doesn't need an audience to be real. The most important work we do often happens when no one else is around. Just one small, consistent step at a time. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. What's your quiet effort? What's the thing you're building in the dark when nobody's clapping for you? Because Daniel's story is a great reminder that work, that's the work that really counts. That's the work that will prepare you for the moment when you too can raise your hand and say, yeah, I can help with